Welcome back, Focus Learners. It is absolutely fantastic to have you here for another explainer. So over our last couple of sessions, we've looked at manipulating images and reading video frames. But today we're setting our sights on a massive goal, which is mastering automated content production. We are going to be exploring MoviePy. It's an incredibly powerful Python library specifically built for editing and processing video files entirely programmatically. If you've ever wanted to turn hours of tedious, repetitive video editing into just a simple automated script, well, you are in exactly the right place. Here's our roadmap for today's explainer, so you know exactly how we'll build up this new toolkit step by step. We'll start with MoviePy versus OpenCV, then the core editing toolkit. Next, layering text and audio. After that, exporting and performance. And finally, automated video production. Okay, let's dive into this with Section 1, MoviePy versus OpenCV. To really understand what makes MoviePy so special, we need to establish our baseline by looking at the stark difference in philosophy between these two tools. As we discussed in our last explainer, OpenCV is fundamentally designed to read video one individual frame at a time. It essentially acts like a computer analyzing data, detecting objects, tracking motion, that kind of thing. MoviePy, on the other hand, acts much more like a traditional human video editor. So instead of looking at isolated frames, it allows you to manipulate entire video clips at a really high level. You're cutting, combining, and creatively transforming the video exactly as a human editor would, just using Python code instead of clicking around on a timeline interface. And that fundamental difference brings us to an absolutely critical concept, the video clip. Once you install MoviePy, you load your existing video file using a function called VideoFileClip. The resulting object actually represents your entire video. Understanding this is essential because it entirely frees us from those manual single-frame loops that OpenCV constantly required. You aren't processing thousands of individual pictures by hand anymore. You're commanding the whole clip all at once. Moving right along to Section 2, the core editing toolkit. Now that we understand our main building blocks, let's look at the actual director's tools we'll use to cut and manipulate our clips. And this brilliantly illustrates how standard manual video editing tasks map perfectly to clear, high-level Python code. Trimming a video down to your favorite part? That's just the subclip function where you simply pass in your start and end times in seconds. Need to stitch a few clips together? Just pass a Python list of your clips right into Concatenate_VideoClips, and boom, they are joined back to back into one continuous video. Want to change the resolution? The resize method automatically scales every single frame uniformly across the video's entire duration. If you think about it, this concept connects perfectly back to our previous explainer on Pillow. Remember how with Pillow, we cropped images across physical, spatial dimensions? Cutting out the sides or the top of a picture? Well, with MoviePy's subclip method, trimming a video is essentially just spatial cropping applied to genuine time. You're simply cropping away the beginning and the end of the timeline so you can focus on the exact moments you need. But of course, a good editor needs more than just harsh cuts, right? They need smooth transitions. MoviePy handles this effortlessly with its VFX module. You can easily apply predefined visual effects like fade in and fade out. Just like Pillow gave us those static blur and sharpen filters for a single image, MoviePy gives us seamless effects that manipulate visual properties over the entire duration of the clip. Let's move to the next layer of complexity in Section 3, layering text and audio. We've mastered the basics of cutting and sizing, so now let's see how we stack visuals and sound on top of our foundational clips. This is where your automated videos start looking truly professional. CompositeVideoClip is a more advanced capability that lets you properly display several separate clips at the exact same time. So if you want to add a custom company watermark to the corner of your video, or if you're trying to create a picture-in-picture effect for a tutorial, this is the exact tool you'll reach for. And naturally, this layering applies to text and audio as well. You can generate on-screen text using TextClip, and then layer it right onto your footage using that same CompositeVideoClip function. This is unbelievably valuable for large-scale content production. Just think about the sheer volume of pictory format video scripts, where there's essentially one sentence per line, that a company like Uplatz produces. MoviePy can automate the entire process of turning those scripts into perfectly timed on-screen captions. As for audio, every clip has an .audio attribute to access its embedded soundtrack. Need to swap it out for a high-quality voiceover or some background music? You literally just use the set_audio command. It's that simple. Which brings us to the physical reality of rendering in Section 4, exporting and performance. Writing the code is only half the battle, right? We still have to export the final product. Once your programmatic masterpiece is ready to go, you call write_video file and just give it a file path. MoviePy then automatically handles the entire underlying encoding process for you. So, the crucial point is that this encoding process is incredibly computationally intensive. It takes a considerable amount of time to fully complete, especially when you're dealing with longer videos. And this brings up a major challenge for any focused learner looking to scale up their production. Think about it. If you have an automated script generating dozens or even hundreds of videos, how do we handle those massive video encoding times so we aren't waiting days for our pipeline to finish? The answer? True parallelism. This connects right back to our previous explainer on CPU-bound tasks. Because rendering is so incredibly heavy on the processor, we can use multiprocessing.pool to process several entirely separate video files simultaneously. Instead of rendering video 1, waiting, then video 2, waiting, and so on, you can utilize multiple CPU cores to render them all at the exact same time. Implementing this kind of automation literally saves hours, if not days of rendering time. Now, because encoding is so painfully slow even with workarounds, I want to give you a very practical warning right now. Plan your entire video editing workflow before you start running your code. Trial and error coding, where you tweak a text overlay, export it, wait 10 minutes, see it's slightly off-center, and do it all over again, is incredibly frustrating. Map out your timings and layouts first so you absolutely do not waste your time on unnecessary re-exports. Finally, let's bring it all together in Section 5, Automated Video Production. Let's take all of these isolated programmatic tools we just learned and combine them into a really satisfying real-world scenario. Imagine you need to automatically generate a short promotional video. Step 1, we use MoviePy to load several static product images, transforming them into short video clips that display for just a few seconds each. Step 2, we stitch them sequentially using Concatenate_VideoClips. Step 3, we lay down a nice background music track using Set Audio. Step 4, we overlay a genuine text clip of the company name right on top using CompositeVideoClip. And there you have it, a complete promotional video pipeline that entirely automates what would normally require a human editor sitting at a manual editing bay. Now, we honestly barely scratched the surface of audio manipulation today. But don't worry, we still have dozens of packages to cover in this series. And in our very next explainer, we're going to do a deep dive into an entirely separate, dedicated package called PyDub. That's going to give us total programmatic control over our audio files. We've seen today that MoviePy isn't just about editing videos. It is about fundamentally changing how we approach large-scale content creation. So I want to leave you with this final provocative thought to challenge how you view your own workflows. If MoviePy can completely automate manual video editing, what other time-consuming bottlenecks in your content pipeline are waiting to be replaced by code? Think about it. Thanks for learning with me today, and I'll see you in the next explainer.